And good Tuesday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and yep, there's something crooked on the wall behind me again. We'll get that straightened out before the next show begins at 8 o'clock. Not sure how that happened. Sometimes it gets rough up in here and things get knocked around. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. 68 right now, actually 65, as we wait for a high of about 88. Got the 8s all confused there. Hope your day is well for you as you begin it. You got a smile as we face this. If you're going to be south of the Meridian area this morning, Laurel, Hattiesburg, those areas, be careful. It is some kind of thick fog. Let's just pull this up before we get started with news stories and everything to let you see where it is. And it always kind of progresses as we go. But as we look at this, here's the Meridian area, Newton, as we go over to Jackson. But we go south of here. As you reach Laurel, you start seeing this fog. Actually, there at Sandersville. The closer you get to Laurel, the thicker Ellisville. And then by the time you make it to Hattiesburg, the Petal area, Summerall, thick. Even over at Seminary, Highway 49, if you're going to be traveling that way toward the Jackson area. Be careful up through there. A lot of fog. Thick. We want you to get there careful this morning as you go. So how are you? A lot of folks are up and already stirring as we begin today. So good to see y'all out there. Clarence, how are you today? Good to see you there. Foggy and Shibuya, Jerry says. And as we look at radar here, see it's creeping over right through there. So it is. It just hadn't made it as big on the radar yet. So y'all be ready for that there in the Shibuya area there in southern Clark County. It's on its way. Miss LaWanda Grantham is up. Lily Hampton, good to see you there from the big city of DeKalb. Janice Bounds, also Connie Johns, Jimmy Slay, and Chunkyville. Good way to put it there. Mike Dallas is up. Bree Packer. Robin, watching from Philadelphia. Gregory Lee, glad to see you. Flora Overstreet. Patricia Boswell. Also Janie Burtell, I see you there as well. And Melina Dotson. Kathy Sharp, Union, Mississippi. A lot going on in Union. Y'all watch it now. All right, let's begin with some of the things that have gone over or happened in the last 24 hours. Let's start with this. As I guess the best way to word this is crime starts to rise, as prices rise, things get robbed and taken. As we go to here, and here's what we've got here. I got word I had gone to a funeral yesterday. When I came out, I had several messages that said, hey, I think a robbery just occurred in the Meridian area. So I went down, and sure enough, this is Tobacco Heaven. As we'll look at this area, it may look familiar. It was a white male suspect that walked in the store. We'll go back to the picture here in a second. Walked into the store, had a gun in his pants. He carried his own Ziploc bag to put cash in. Thought it out. Now, can't be proven, but a lot of people, as you look at the comments on this, say this looks real similar to the guy that robbed the Shell station a few weeks back that is yet to be caught. Also a white male that wore a mask that walked in. As we follow this along, very brazen, demanded the money and walked out. I got away with somewhere between $900 to $1,200, somewhere in there. Kind of unsure. Now, let's go back here and look at the pictures here now so that you'll know where we're talking about. If you're going Highway 45 north out of Meridian, you come up to the split there to where you'd go 39 to go to DeKalb, NAS Meridian, or north toward Marion. This is the shopping center. You have the Coca-Cola plant over to the right, Planet Fitness, and then Tobacco Haven sits here on that strip. This is where it all happened. And let's just it's a 16-second video of what went on. Let's look at this, and there's as we pull this up, he demanded the cash. You see him giving it all out there on the screen, putting it into the guy's bag, and then off he goes. Now, the original video that I got that I didn't post there, and doesn't show the man with the gun, so because the video wasn't as good. I got it from a phone. Let's go back here and go to the next screen here where you can see this. All right, let's jump to the next video here. As you'll notice, he walks to the counter right there, and he's got his hand on the gun there. Now, he never pointed it, but he let him know that he did have one. Again, these are these things that we don't need happening in our community, do we? And we're going to replay this again this morning at 8 o'clock if you missed that, so you can take a closer look at this. We'll go more into depth with it with Candace here, what went on there. I spoke with the management there at the store. It had not been long since it had happened when I came up on it. That's two in our area. But as prices get higher, thieves get more daring. This was at 1:45 in the afternoon. Pretty strong, isn't it? Broad daylight. Used to, criminals waited till nighttime to sneak in. This guy is not scared of anything. Second time, almost the same MO as the last one, but a lot of people saying they think it's the same person. You can go back and watch the two different videos. The other one is also posted on our page that you can look at. The Amber Alert in Mississippi has been canceled of a child that was taken out of Louisiana. That was canceled just a little bit ago. Now, yesterday morning, if you were coming into work and traffic, you sit in there for a couple hours and you didn't get a chance to look at the page. This was the scene from yesterday morning on I-20 as you got ready to exit off of the airport exit road there. It was a 4-car incident that was involved. It's narrow through there. Somehow or another, somebody tapped somebody, and the next thing you know, you're sitting in traffic for 2 hours. Traffic is flowing perfect this morning. No problems. That's the good news. All right, as we look at things that we want to bring up, this neighborhood watch programs, very important. If you don't have one in your community, start one. Even on the rural route in the county, when you get to these areas, neighbors can work with each other, where it's an official meeting place or not. You can set up a group text of your neighborhood, and we've got somebody starting one in the Meridian area, and we congratulate them. It's called the New Life Community. They're going to have their first neighborhood watch meeting coming up on Thursday at 6 p.m. at the New Life Community Church, located at 3000 State Boulevard. If you'd like to be a part of that, come on out. The Meridian Police Department's going to be there to get them going. Tell them what they need to do. Anyway, that's this week, coming up at 6 p.m. Located at 3000 State Boulevard. Hope you can make it out for that. Residents kind of fed up with the crime. And as we go over crime this morning, you will agree that it's just out of hand. No matter what you do, how you deter it, bad folks are going to be bad. We look to our leaders to set examples. We're still waiting on the mayor's office to make a comment about the murder that happened. Oh, the 2 murders. No, we hadn't gotten there yet, have we? No, we haven't. There was a small chase last night with Meridian Police Department as they chased someone on a motorbike, a dirt bike. As we go to this, they lost him. He was quick, riding around without a helmet, would not stop. He was lost somewhere around 35th Avenue and 35th Street. This would be Lake Ross, Magnolia Cemetery, and, of course, Meridian High here out to the west of there is where that happened last night. No one hurt, but he did get away. It was a motorcycle. They're quick. You can hide those. You can go a lot of different places with those tires, you know that. But that happened yesterday afternoon. As let me look at my notes, make sure I'm telling this next thing right. I want to be sure that I'm right on this. Yeah, Meridian Police responded to a couple of times last night. Let's go to the map. Maybe you live in this area. Maybe you travel this area a lot. Let's back out where you can see it very good and where we're talking about. This is close to the same areas we just looked at as we pulled this up this morning twice. Maybe it was 3 times. It was a bunch last night. It was reported that shots were fired in the 29th Avenue, 26th Street area. As you'll look at this is going to be Ray Stadium, Meridian High School right here. It's to the west, southwest of there. As you zoom in on this is going to be Highway 493 just off of there. Poplar Springs Drive as you turn left on 26th Street, 29th Avenue. Right in that area there is where shots were reported numerous times last night. To give you, if you're going down 23rd, just for references, this is Magnolia Cemetery. It would be due west of there in this area here. Again, several times reported. I don't have any reports of any damage, thank goodness. None of that happened, but it was shots in the air of something to that effect. But several times. We also had reports last night. 47th Avenue, let's go there and show you on the map what was going on in that area. Let's look at this. This is going to be 8th Street. Right here, this is where McDonald's sit. You back up just a few places here, and we'll look at this. This is the Texaco gas station. Carousel Apartments here, 47th Avenue, right here. Here's Dave Holloway's office, right down from there at 47th Avenue. At that red light, right in that area there, shots were reported heard last night also. Now, again, no one hurt, no damage reported that we're aware of. but none the same. It still happened. It took place last night. Oh, we got a couple of more places that we wanted to mention also. Right up from where we mentioned about the murders that happened a few weeks ago. Do y'all remember Meridian Cycles, rather? Let me reword that. Right up down from Cash Salvage, we had some shots reported to the west of there last night. Let's look at that. Here's Highway 19. Maybe you want to call this Highway 11 and 80, this strip or Airport Boulevard. As you get off, here's the scrapyard here, and you'll go past Waters International here. Over here sits Mitchell Distributing. Back here, Meridian Cycles is right here. It'll be west of there, back here by the Fastener place. As you'll look here, as you go up to College Park, this area, here's McDonald's up here. To the west of there, Cooper Circle, right in that area. Last night, we had shots reported in that area. Not the first time. If you'll remember, when the murder happened right here, the suspects ran back this way. It was reported being sighted in there. Wasn't arrested there, but he was sighted in that area right there. So that's one of the things that happened last night of shots reported. Now, I've got one last thing to talk about that did go on yesterday. I have unconfirmed reports. I need to speak with the Meridian Police Department this morning to find out more about this, but I did hear of a home being hit. Again, I don't have this in confirmation because I haven't been able to get up with the police yet to confirm, but I did have unconfirmed reports, and I know I'm getting wordy on that, repeating it several times. I just want to be clear of what I know, what I've been told, and what I officially get as a statement. This area I have not been officially told, but we go back to this map. In the area of, let's just zoom in on this. This is the 2000 block of 23rd Avenue, right along in there. Here's Magnolia Cemetery. Reports that a home was shot in that area there, as you'll look at that. Now, no one hurt, but again, as we look at this, drive-by yesterday that possibly could have hit a roof, I believe is what happened. We'll dig more on that today as we get reports on everything that went on. That is some of the things that happened locally in our area yesterday. And we'll go back over some of this coming up at 8 o'clock this morning to dig deeper into it to make absolutely sure that you're aware of everything that's going on and around our area. Mississippi, as we switch gears to some state news, this is serious. The state of Mississippi has filed a $24 million welfare lawsuit. This includes Brett Favre, WWE wrestlers, and 34 other people and companies involved with this. And what the state is saying is a crime against our welfare system. Favors. This I'm going to post this article. It's from Mississippi Today. And Mississippi Today goes deep into detail of text messages of what went on behind the scenes. It goes into getting into Governor Phil Bryant, who was governor at the time during this, meeting with Favre, then others, and then supposedly, and again, it's all hypothetical as you read this, that he would have received shares from a company in turn for favors of speeding this along. That has not been proven. That's what's in the article. You can read more about it. I got about halfway through it. It's deep. It's well worth the read to see what all has gone on with this. We'll see what these individuals, and again, until you're proven in court guilty, you're innocent. But boy, some of the evidence that they point out in this is pretty serious. Well, look at this. Of course, we've already had the two that have pleaded guilty. The Newsoms, I believe was their name, the mother and son. Y'all remember that? They've already pleaded guilty, and they've got jail time. Nancy New and her son, Zach. I had a sum on the end of it, but New is their name. Very serious charges as we look at all of this. They're demanding their money back to the state of Mississippi, and that's important. We don't need this system abused, do we? People work too hard, and there's people that actually need it. It doesn't need to go to people that are friends of friends. It's deep. I want y'all to read this, and I'll share it for you here in a little while. Family arguments. Let's go back to Jackson, Mississippi, as we look at headlines across the state. Bad. Family get-together led to, well, shots fired. A woman got shot. Her brother shot at her and her husband. She's going to be okay, but still they can't have any more family reunions because, well, they just can't get along. That's bad, isn't it? Do you remember a few weeks back we talked about UMMC Jackson, Mississippi, where they quit taking Blue Cross, Blue Shield insurance. Can't go there if you've got that insurance. Well, they have agreed to have a mediator between the insurance company and the hospital. And of course, this all goes down to they're not getting paid and they are as timely as they want, and so they just cut it off. We'll see how that goes. Maybe the mediator can work something out, and you'll be able to use that hospital again with your insurance. The cost of hospital care is expensive. I think we all know that. There's many of you that are watching now that have issues and you can't go to the doctor. Why? You can't afford it. Insurance is one of the most expensive things that we have in any state here in the Union, across America, especially here in Mississippi. That y'all been there. You lose your job, they try to give you that COBRA, you can't afford it because what? You don't have a job. They really do need to renegotiate this thing nationwide about health insurance. I've heard stories, and it's well beyond my time, to where you can actually pay cash for a kid that was born many, many moons ago. In 3 lifetimes, you can't pay for one visit nowadays. I understand things have gone up. But surgeries and things, a bill can be $1 million before you know what happens. And the working man can't pay that out of his pocket. Y'all know that. Something needs to be done. Now, a doctor is well worth every penny they earn, especially when your life is on the line. Y'all know that. I'm not saying that doctors need to take a pay cut. I'm just saying it's expensive on this insurance end. A lot of red tape that makes prices go up. A lot of lawsuits that were frivolous. Is that the word I'm looking for? Have drove prices to where the common man just can't afford it. That's my thoughts on that, but we'll talk more about that also. And if you've got a thought on it, I'd love to hear from you as well. Jimmy Slade, good morning there. Glad to see you there. Joy Suttle is joining us. Paige Warner, also Becky Vickers, good to see you there. And James Sullivan, morning from Carthage. Gulfport, we all know where that is. They're going to have they're having their first woman police chief. If you've been paying attention over the last 2 to 3 years, it's been a revolving door of police chiefs that don't stay in long, resign. Well, if that's a sign, but we do have our first female chief. Congratulations to her. Maybe she can make a difference there in that area there. As the smoke cleared from yesterday, and I don't just pick on Jackson, I just merely point out just where Jackson, Mississippi has turned. Have you looked at the reports of what went on there, the headlines of Jackson, Mississippi over the weekend? Let's add this up. I don't have the number anymore. I'm going to have to get back into this of total for the year, but I do know what happened over the weekend in Jackson, Mississippi. 7 dead. 7. 6 of those were murdered. 1 committed suicide. 7 people, Jackson, Mississippi. Makes you want to make sure that you stop in Forest and gas up your car and don't let off the gas as you pass on I-55, I-20, do you? No, you don't want to slow down. The capital city is getting rough. I can't think of any reason that I want to go over there for any reason right now. It's just, not making it up. You can read the headlines. They're all over the state. The facts are there. Crime is out of control in Jackson, Mississippi, and that's why I point out what happens in our area. We need to stop it before it gets out of hand here. That's what we want. Brandon yesterday. Now, this didn't turn into a murder, but boy, it was a scene on the side of the road as a Brandon police officer tried to stop someone. He had gotten into an argument in a car and was walking down the edge of the road. The cop pulls over, and they get into an argument of some sort. He had a bag. The cop asked him what he had in the bag, if he had anything that would hurt him. And he said, I have the same thing you do. Tussle at some point happened, and he got in the patrol car, took the police officer's car, and sped away. The police officer fired 1 shot. No one was hit. He would later be stopped by other police up the road. He was taken into custody. Kind of a scare there. That could have turned into something a lot worse than it did in Brandon. It was okay in the end. If you are going to be in the Biloxi area, get ready. I didn't know they were doing this. Coming up on, what day is this? They're going to be there? Thursday. If you're an Atlanta Braves fan, they're going to be passing through with the trophy as they do a tour across America. They're making 151 stops, and Biloxi is on the list to stop to show off the trophy and meet the team there. It's going to be from 4 until 7 p.m. there in Biloxi. So if you're a big fan of the Braves, you might want to make plans to go there. Research all that. You might have fun there. Hancock County in Mississippi. Everybody know where that is? A body has been found there. They were getting ready for a controlled burn. On the property, there was a lot of stacked up tires. As they were getting ready to do the burn, they discovered a body. It had been there a while. They are investigating this. No word yet, no names or anything have been released. But someone's special person has passed away. We did have a pedestrian killed on I-10. As we go down to the south here, I-10, a car hit someone walked into the middle of the road. Sadness there. Really hate that. Now, as we look around, you know this. I noticed it this week for the first time in years. I had to pay over $4 a gallon. I believe it was $4.07. Me and Dylan Ray had come home from college. He and I went somewhere, and as usual, I hadn't looked at the gas tank. We whipped in to get some gas, and they were out. So we went on down the road, and it was, I want to say, $4.07 a gallon. As we look at all of this, they're telling us to expect it to be higher. Yeah, you heard me right. I didn't even want to say that, but the truth is the truth. They're at an all-time new high ever in the United States, and possibly going to go higher as the EU considers blocking Russian oil. Biden keeps restrictions. This is driving prices wild. Expect it to be higher. A California mom has admitted, this is awful as we look at headlines this morning. A California mother has admitted to killing her 12-year-old daughter, her twin boys that were 8 years old, and she got help in doing so from her 16-year-old son. She was doing all that screaming, holding her Bible at the same time. Some problems there. We'll watch to see what California does to make an example out of this. As people, most everybody here has gone back to work. They want to be in the office. They want to be around others. I think most do. Sitting at home was not the greatest thing that there ever was since sliced bread, was it? Well, as we go to Apple and look at things across the nation, it hasn't all been that way in other parts of the country. Apple, the head of it, of the machine learning, has resigned because he didn't want to go back to work. He wanted to continue working from home. They only wanted him to come in 3 days a week. He refused. He's resigned. So there's an opening there if you can handle his job. As we go to Atlanta, this is a scene that happens a lot there. And forgive me if I say these names wrong. I don't know a lot about rap music. I don't. I know that it exists. It's big. A lot of young people listen to it. But rappers Young Thug, who is 30 years old, and Gunna, if I said that correctly, who is 28, are arrested, along with 26 other gang-related charges. They've gone to his house and they're digging up his backyard in search of evidence. Pretty serious for him. Tied to 2015 murders. Pretty bad there. That's Atlanta, Georgia, if you're going to be over there. And the big headlines across America today is going to be Vicky White. She died last night. We'll go deeper into this morning at 8 o'clock as they closed in on her and her boyfriend, who she helped break out of jail as the car flipped. Single gunshot wound took her life. She lived for a little while and was transported to a hospital. He's been taken into custody. His name is Casey. They were no relation, but they were in love, it seems. Vicky, we will never know now of the details of what was in her mind, what went on. I guess she couldn't bear to face what was coming. It would have been bad, but we all must face what we do in life. She couldn't. She's taken her own life. We'll get more into that. That's a big headline that happened late last night as we watch that. We got your forecast next. Don't rush off. We're going to share all this with you next here at the Scotty Ray Report. Be right back.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Bacon potatoes, only 79 cents a pound. Navel oranges, 4-pound bag, only $5.99. Country Crock spread margarine, 15-ounce bowl, 2 for $5. Coca-Cola 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. Twin-pack pork Boston butt, $1.79 a pound. Certified Angus beef T-bone steaks family pack, $11.49 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike and Jake have years of experience of dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured. taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
The guy that was playing right there, Reed's Tree Service. Truthfully, if you need someone to do work around your home, one of the most trustworthy people I know. I had someone that used him last week, and they called me, and they wanted to thank me for him being such an honest guy and being over and above helpful when he came to trim the limbs and everything in their house. So if you need somebody that trims limbs, Mike Reed, I've known him 30 plus or longer. I've known his wife even longer. Good guy who will help you if you're looking for somebody. Most of our advertisers are like that. I've known them forever and a day. Good people that advertise with us. So if you need a service, look around. As we begin today, let's get into our forecast here and find out exactly what's going to happen with all the weather. Sunshine, I'll give you a hint, is happening there. Let's get into our forecast.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Record highs and record lows. 2018 wasn't really all that long ago, was it? Okay, it was 4 years. 91, the record was set. 1906, some time ago, a record low of 41 degrees was set. As we look to today, what's going to happen? We pull it up. It's sunshine and 88 throughout Meridian as we go northward through Columbus and we go through past Philadelphia and on up due north there into Winston County. Also 88, and it'll be nice at Mississippi State as well. To our south, Hattiesburg, a little bit warmer there, 90. Over to Natchez, 91, and the same goes for Yazoo City. A lot of folks like that area also. We'll cut across to Alabama, 88 there in Tuscaloosa. If you're a big fan of Alabama, getting ready to do some football today, I bet. 87 there in Birmingham as we look at over to Livingston, Alabama, about 87, real close to what we're going to have in Meridian. Auburn, a little bit cooler with 84. And this heat wave is not changing as we look at the 6 to 10-day temperatures. Look at that. Warm weather still coming all the way from California, our way across the deep south. It's a heat wave. All right, let's go ahead and look at our 7-day outlook of what is expected. As we said today, nice weather, 87, 88 for our high. We'll get down to 61 tonight. That's not bad at all, is it? Clear sky on top of it. We're not showing any winds at this point, not to amount to anything. Gust is what I'm referring to. As we make it to the halfway point, 92 tomorrow. Thursday, we'll make it to 91. It's going to be warm. We get down to minus 1 degree, 89 on Friday. It'll probably still be 90. As we look at the weekend, beautiful. 90 on Saturday, a 40% chance of an afternoon shower as well as Sunday afternoon, 30% there. Not big chances, but a chance we could get a little shower there at some point. We're back to work on Monday with a high of 90 also. We go ahead for that all the way through the 24th. We're not getting out of the 90s at all as we see that red wave coming from California. It's here. Look here to Friday. Let's go to the 18th, 19th. Is that not close to 100? And we're still in May. Just in case we're keeping track of what the temperature is doing. That's going to be hot. Beyond hot. Be ready for that. Again, that's the week of the 20th. Woo. As we look at our fishing calendar, what's going to happen today? We pull it up, and here we go. Our first major time is going to be this morning around 9 o'clock till 11 o'clock. If you want to break away and go do some fishing, today is it. Calm wind becoming south around 5 miles an hour this morning. Can't beat it with a stick. So a great day to be on the water. You can also catch it late this afternoon. A 3:30 fishing time will also be good there if you're looking for that. That's a recap of all of our headlines this morning and our news of where we are. We're going to be back in about 1 hour and 1 minute as we'll go live to tell you more about it. Candace is coming in. Thank you for joining us. And a big thank you to everybody watching. Carl Merchant, I see you. Good morning to you there. Rita Mattery, how are you? Skip Holloway, glad to see you. Denise Covington. There's always severe consequences for life's choices. It is. Can't run from them. She tried. Didn't work out there. And we're talking about the correctional officer from Alabama, if you're just tuning in. Again, I'll be back in about an hour. Thank you for being a part of this. We'll go live with Candace in just a little while with Scotty Ray and Candace there. Thanks for being a part of the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: